Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about 4 things that I wish I would have known when I was starting out as an artist. 2 of them are philosophical, and then they're flanked by 2 kind of practical hands-on steps or tips. And they're kind of weird, so be that what it will. Let's get into it. I've got a couple of tips for you because I've been doing this for a long time. The only thing I've ever really done properly is be an artist or a carver for the last I don't know, 18 years. I'm 20, well, now I'm 30. Almost forgot how old I was. I'm 30 years old. I've been a wood carver, so I make carvings. I don't know if you can see those in the background. There's one, Edison. There's a bull skull in clay. There's a woman, right? So I make a lot of people, portraits. My buddy picked at this one. And I love it. This is a job that I have, in many ways I've been very blessed by, but in other ways it's been a big challenge. And so I just figured if I can make a little video talking about some of the things that I've learned or that maybe you could take away from being an artist, that I would do that I would just take a few minutes to think through a few of those things. So excuse the shaky camera work. I'm just making this really quickly. The first thing that I would talk about is your scheduling. So how you organize your life. Probably the thing that I hear most often from people that don't do what we do is that they don't know how do you organize yourself? How do you figure out what it is, to do, and like how do you get yourself to show up and work? I just wouldn't be able to do that. People say stuff like that to me. One thing that's really helped me, and this is actually a pretty recent thing, is I'll write down a list of 3 things that I have to do. Usually I'll try and write it down the day before, but sometimes I don't get to it until the morning. 3 things I have to do before I do anything else. Before I check social media, before I start scrolling on YouTube or doing anything, I do these 3 tasks. And they can be simple things. Like for me, it's usually one like bigger project, one simple thing like getting breakfast, and then another smaller project, right? These are things that you could do within a few hours or a couple of hours or something in the morning time. If you can win the morning, the rest of your day, you're kind of like setting the momentum for the day. Like for me, I've just been shocked as to how much less time I spend on social media because of this, because it kind of sets the precedent for my day. Like the productivity that I experience because of just focusing on these 3 things in the morning, it gets my brain going in the direction of, okay, what can I conquer today quickly without distractions? So that when I'm done with those 3 things, I might check my social media, I'll check my email, or I'll watch a YouTube video or 2. But then my brain is training itself, and so it goes, what are you doing? Get back to work. Come on, let's get something done. It's fun to get stuff done. And so I think, that's, maybe part of that is just getting older. I'm 30 now, and I feel like my brain is slightly less distractible than it used to be. But really dialing in your work ethic and your schedule. I can't remember the quote exactly, but the gist of it is that we fall to the level of our systems. And one way that you can create a really great system is by just, employing this 3 tasks every morning thing before you do anything else. I really recommend it. I mean, it's honestly pretty life-changing. Outside of that, it's find people in your life who you can care about and serve. And this sounds a little contradictory, but one of the things that I realized a lot later in life, unfortunately, was that if I could get involved in a group, organization, for me, that was a church organization. It doesn't have to be that for you. I recommend that, but it's getting involved in an organization, a community of people that are all trying to better themselves, right? For some people that might be getting involved in a sport. For some people that might be spending time with good friends in a gym or in a basketball at a basketball court. I don't know, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. It's just the consistency of going to a place where people get together and people can get to know who you are and you can get to know them, and you have a community that you can serve, right? It's like, I think it's especially helpful to like serve younger people and to help younger people out as you get older. And so if you can find a spot where you can help people who are maybe newer to something than you are, or maybe that need some help or advice, if there's a charity or organization you can serve it under. The reason I mention this is not just to kind of like so you can toot your own horn and that you can brag about it on social media. But the thing that's really beneficial about it is that it forces you to get outside of yourself. And I think that's one real key to happiness. And I think a relaxed artist, a happy artist, is a good artist. So if you can get outside of yourself, if you can start serving in a community, it gives you a network, it gives you a really positive feeling, and it just improves your life. And I think it will really improve your life as an artist as well, because as an artist, a lot of what we do comes from this indefinite part of our brains, right? And if you're feeling optimistic and hopeful and in a healthy spot mentally, I don't know. I think you can make better art. And I think I don't buy into this thing that I used to, which is that like sad artists make the best, and the only really truly good music is made by like sad people. I don't agree with that anymore. I think there are a lot of genius artists and musicians that make stuff that's very beautiful, who have whole lives and have lives that are held together by a lot of meaning. And I guess that's the other thing that it gives you to be involved in a group, like a volunteer type situation, is it helps to give you a larger significance in an outlet for your work. Another extension of that, and this might be a separate one, and we'll just call it that, a separate thing that you can do to improve your career as an artist, is to give some of your money away. There's a psychology thought process behind this, and that is that when you give something away, you actually signal to your brain that you have more than you need. And when you signal to your brain you have more than you need, you actually start to, for whatever reason, produce more, right? So you start to actually be more productive. You actually increase your potential for earning by giving. Because basically you're showing yourself that you are well off enough to be able to give back. And it cues your brain to start behaving as someone who's well off enough to give. And this isn't like impulsively giving or overextending yourself and putting yourself out because of your need for generosity out of insecurity to be, liked by people. It's a totally different motivation. What this is just committing a small amount of money, maybe a percentage of your income, to an organization or a company or a charity, something that you really believe in that's outside of yourself. Again, it's the same concept with where I was talking about earlier, serving in a community. When you give to a community financially, not only do you cue to yourself that you have more than you need, but it also makes you feel good, right? Just like we were talking about in the last one, the last trick or tip. It makes you feel good to give back to people that are going to benefit from your money and an organization that you believe in. And also, it helps you to look yourself in the mirror. I think this is more important than people realize. And say, I like who I'm becoming, and therefore I am able to be with myself alone. Because really, artwork requires that you're alone all the time. Like, I'm alone most of my life, most of my work at least, right? Because no one else is in here carving with me. I mean, Sam comes in once a week and he'll work on videos and maybe occasionally put a coat of clear on a carving or two or sand something, but I'm alone most of the time. And if you don't like yourself, it's a really, really difficult road of sadness. So maybe that's just, if you need a selfish motivation for why you should give and why you should be involved in your community, there's that. Okay, so those are kind of three of the big ones. As far as the practice of making the art itself, I think it's really important to have heroes. Having a hero is, like, for me, the foundation of growth, because a hero, by definition, has to be someone that's better than you at the thing that you care about. And when you have that goal, that moonshot goal, people call it, right? This unattainable task of becoming like this hero, even if you miss, right? Even if you don't end up being quite as cool as that person, you at least get someone that's better than you would have gotten if you just tried to be unique and individual and just focused inwardly a whole lot. So I think for me, like, it's been really important to have heroes that are better than me and that people that I look up to. And it's important to have more than one, because if you just have one hero and you only ever have one hero, you'll just end up copying them, and that's plagiarism. So, so don't do that. Yeah, so those are some of the main ones. I mean, I could go on about this for hours, but without boring you guys, these are some of the things that I would say, if you're starting out as an artist, have been really helpful to me. And maybe some of these don't seem as tangible or related to art as one might have thought, but I think that these have improved my income directly, improved my experience making art directly, improved my experience with other people directly, and just made my life so much better that I thought this would be kind of a good outlet to talk about those things. I really, really wish I would have gotten better at these things at a younger age. I was good at some of them, but not others. So anyway, take your vitamins, guys, as I always say. Be good, and God bless you all, and see you in the next video.